to check out all the moves before I decide a character to play. What's this guy at? Somebody with a parry? Looks like the currency is not shared. I don't think anybody has a parry in this game. Maybe they get it later on or something. What happens if I select him again? I still have the... Okay, so move set progression is moveset progression is exclusive. Alright, let's just play Zim for now. Yeah, I got one this morning. I just really tired. I had to go do some stuff in my neighbor's house. I'm just kind of like getting around doing that. I played for like a half hour earlier. Crash? Hello? I think it crashed. I think the game crashed. Oh. Well, sure crashed. That was weird. Oh, I didn't lose anything. I think my cable for this is dying. I might have to switch cables. Give me a second. I don't think the game actually crashed. I think this Type-C cable is giving out. I've had it for a couple months. Make sure it's plugged in all the way. I'm just gonna plug this in the back. Give me a second. Now my controller does not want to turn off. Alright, thank you. Jeez. I think that cable is just dying. I have a couple backups. It should be good now. game is kind of boring at the beginning. They don't give you any moves. It's got tail syndrome. You have to grind to get more than like an S string. Damn it! What is wrong with this, man? Stupid controller. Like, why is it doing this now? It's been fine. I think I'm just gonna have to open up a new one. I'm getting really annoyed with this. I have backup controllers, but I don't feel like using them right now. Let me try something. Hold on. This is starting to piss me off. No, I don't want it to connect. Forget it. I think it might be time to just open up a new cable. It's weird. I haven't had Type-C's give out on me. Today it doesn't want to work. Really obnoxious. I got a spare. Sorry for the delay. The computer does not want to cooperate with me today. I don't have a Bluetooth dongle, so I have to run this, have to run it wired. It might be my USB hubs giving out, which is like not a really big deal, but nothing I can fix right now, obviously. Alright, will I be able to play the video game now? Alright, brand new cable, so if it does that again, then I know that it's the front of my tower working. Alright, video game. I think it'll be a video game now. Jeez. I've had those cables for months. I'm not really too worried about it. Get paid in a couple days. The problem with this game is like the moves you unlock should be like the base. Because the beginning of this is mad boring. It's basically Tails. Just have like 3 moves to work with. And a repetitive. I've only played this for like half an hour though, so maybe it gets better. Ugh. It's like the most advanced thing I can do. It's a air dash cancel. Everything else is just S string. Just give me some more moves, please. This is definitely something I'm familiar with, playing Tales for so long. Just like the beginning, like not really letting you have any fun. Kind of just doing the same move over and over. I'm sure it gets better later on, but... I can kind of understand why it's designed the way it is. This game is really good hand-drawn graphics. You can't make new moves that easily. It's just, I don't know, for me this is kind of boring. Same 3-hit combo endlessly. Let's give me some more moves. Let's get this going. Like, the base moveset should be like all of that stuff unlocked. And have like more to unlock later. Not just square string. I just want to unlock a move. I don't even care about finishing this run. This is kind of getting boring. It should only be like this for like the first couple minutes, not half an hour. I don't want to do this with every character either. I won't bother playing as anyone else if I have like 2 hours of just square attack and square string endlessly. It's really boring. Let's speed this up. I have a stylish bar and you only give me like 2 moves. I wish when they make games like this, they would give you more to start with. And not this. Somebody likes to do more than just button mash. It's kind of demoralizing to have that literally be the only thing I can do. It's just one attack. I don't even know if I have enough to unlock a move. I sure as hell hope so. This is boring. Very boring. You want me to do this with no moves? Really? No moves. I'm all for like moveset progression, but like if you're gonna do this, give me more to work with at the beginning. I'm not just mashing the attack button mindlessly. That's what this feels like right now. You can get having it like this for like the tutorial, but like actually in the game and I can't like really do anything. Good, well I have enough for at least one move, so next time I play this next run won't be as dreadfully boring. See, the stylish grade is kind of pointless right now. That seems like something you'd only want to take if you had more moves. But at the beginning of like this, when you're starting a character, it seems like a dumb choice to take. I'm interested to see what the itemization is like. Yeah, this really does feel like, LMBS Tales games. They give you, like, Demon Fang and Tiger Blade, and you have that for, like, 3 hours. Maybe there's, like, some other mechanics to help, like, complement it, but you really are just running out of options. I watched some footage of this. Some other people got this early, and I thought maybe they were just, usual action game footage, people that like aren't really super into these games, just pushing the button. But it's like, no, that wasn't the case. It's like that's really all you can do at the beginning. Probably gonna get a lot of complaints about that when this fully releases. Probably just give you like 1 or 2 of the moves at the start. I think would make this more interesting. It really is. Tail syndrome. I'm tired of this move. I'm tired of the same 3-hit string. I'm really tired of it. Come on. Should not be stuck with this for more than like 10 minutes tops. It's all I can do. There's nothing else. Unless I'm missing something. That's the only thing I can do. Stop giving me shit for stylish grade. I can't do anything. I have no moves. Give me a move. Jeez. It's just like pulling a tooth out. Give me like 10 moves at the start and give me like at least a dozen more. Not this. I want barely have a square string. I've been playing this for like an hour. Can't do anything interesting. I can see how this would be fun, but man, this is just not giving the best first impression. It's like glacial pacing. I'm tired of mashing. Can I, like, do something else? Anything. This boss is probably going to kill me because I have no healing. I almost beat it last time. I hope we get, like, a fat amount of currency. Nice for that to still be active when he gets hit. I call bullshit there, game. Okay, so you get new stuff for beating bosses. All right. I think this game is just a late bloomer. It's kind of like Vesperia. It reminds me of that a lot. Seems like at the beginning. You just have jack shit to work with. Which may not bother some people. I mean, it depends on how you like to play these games, but... I actually think that boss was pretty good. I mean, you couldn't combo him, but he had, like, very clear tells. And you could tell when he was stunned, too, so... When you get more moves, you'll actually know when you can go nuts and do stuff. Oh, hello. Hello from... I'm in, America. Doesn't even seem like these are kind of worth it. You gotta wait until you get more moves. You have, like, no synergy. Transmutations. This is so boring. This is torture. Ah. Starting moveset is like literally nothing. Stylish grade up is great when I have no fucking moves. Like, I have 2 moves. I get that you want me to style, but you need to give me shit to do it with. Like, not just mash the button. Nothing. The most advanced thing I can do is launch them in the air, do the S string, and then mash again. It's the only thing I can do. How am I supposed to get it to A when you give me no moves? Should be like the beginning of a DMC game where the stylish meter is less strict at the beginning. Because as it stands right now, all this stuff I'm picking up, I can't use it. Like, I think that's one thing they need to fix before release. Like, if you're only going to give me 2 moves to do anything with, then the stylish meter should accommodate for that. Because it's really useless to get all this stuff telling you you need to style. Well, it's like, well, the game is not letting me. This game takes obvious inspiration from it, but that's definitely one thing they missed. It's like you can still get the hang of like how the mechanic works without having to grind, but in this it's the polar opposite. I wish they had done early access for this. Like, they would have had this ironed out ages ago. Like, I don't even want to play another character if I have to grind like this from scratch. Because it's going to be an hour of putting the square button on turbo. I understand you don't want people to get overwhelmed, but I think I can handle more than a square string. I think those are actually shared currencies, so that might actually help. Maybe if I suffer with this character, I can try one of the other ones, and they'll be more interesting to play. I don't even have a helm breaker. I don't even have a helm breaker. I have nothing to get back down to the ground. Alright, please Please, action game gods, give me more than one move to use. That's like mind-numbing. Alright. Next time this should be more interesting. Yeah, these are just passives. That's boring. I thought it was like more moves. Alright, well, I got 2 more moves to use. It should help, I hope. I wonder if I get more shit with the other characters now. Well, is that even surprising? I don't think that's surprising at all. Nintendo just has fans that will buy the most low-effort shit they put out. I mean, they sold Mario 3D All-Stars, and, like, they didn't even bother to, like, uncap the frame rate or anything. Well, there's a source port you can get for free online on PC that runs at above 60 FPS and has mods. It's not really surprising. I don't know what people were expecting. It's just the usual Nintendo shit where they like to rip people off. Because people are gullible and they keep falling for it. Yeah, that's really what the problem is. And their game preservation sucks, by the way. They, like, barely preserve anything, and when they do the bare minimum. Like, Mario 3D All-Stars. Which is, like, the minimum of what I expect from an official port. I don't know, if you're gonna pay for ROMs, there needs to be some effort put into it. There needs to be some effort put into it for me to care. You know, the Castlevania Advance Collection is great. They added a bunch of extra stuff to it to the point where it's actually better than playing on the emulator. But Nintendo doesn't understand something we learned like back when Napster was a thing. Remember how much the music industry hated Napster? It's like, oh, these kids are stealing all our music and movies. It's like, well, I'll tell you what the solution to that problem was. It was making that shit affordable and not ridiculously overpriced. And now barely anybody pirates music. That's why no one pirates music anymore, because you can get it for so cheap. People don't pirate out of malice. It's usually just, it's too expensive, or it's not available. You literally can't get it anymore. Like, Nintendo doesn't understand that, but I feel like they don't have to, because their fans will eat up anything they put out without thinking. I mean, I already have, like, the entire NES and SNES library on my phone of all things. It took, like, 20 minutes to set that up. If you're gonna sell me those same old-ass games and it's worse than the experience I have on my phone, you're not getting any money from me, period. You gotta do better than that. They have the ability to, they just don't. Because Nintendo fans have told them that they don't need to. It's the same thing with game piracy. Like, no one really pirates games that much anymore because you can just get them on Steam. Even on console, they're like dirt cheap. They cost nothing. As long as you don't buy, like, you know, $500 of games on sale and don't play them. I mean, if you wait long enough, you can get a game for dirt cheap. That has essentially eliminated piracy. At least to the point where it's as damaging as it was before. It's like, didn't we go through this with Napster, like, back in year 2000? I was watching some streams when that emulation came out. Like, laughable. You know, the Zero ZX collection, like, that is a good port, too. Those are the best ways to play those games. The only things you miss out on is, like, some of the ROM hacks for them and stuff. But they included, like, literally everything in there. I didn't grow up with those games, but I was a teenager when they came out. And I had them when I was younger. Like, that was worth my money. It's a better experience than I can get on the emulator. But if you just sell me the ROMs and you've done, like, literally nothing to make them better than the emulator, then I'm not paying for it. Yeah, that collection, that's a good example of something that's worth buying, you know, even though it's just ROMs. They added a lot to it. They made the games a lot better, in my opinion. They did about as much as you could ask from, you know, a collection of ancient games. I mean, realistically, that's all anybody can really expect. I think the main problem the N64 collection is going to face is that there were like barely any good third-party games on the N64, so you're gonna run out of games really fast. You know, on the NES and SNES collections they have on there, there's a bunch of like third-party games that aren't like, they aren't heavy hitters, but they're games that some people grew up with for sure. Not everybody grew up with the best games. I grew up with some shit games myself on top of the, you know, generic stuff that people my age grew up with. But like with the N64, there's very few games to begin with, and there's very few good games. N64 only has like 200 and something games. And when you take out all the bad first-party games and all the sports games, there's even less. So I think charging more for it, even if the emulation was good, is like, I don't know. It's setting up unrealistic expectations, I guess you could say. And it's not like what they've been doing with like the Neo Geo games and stuff. Like, I'd say like 75 to 80% of the Neo Geo games are good. Like with the N64, it's pretty much like just the just the first-party games. There's a couple games like Mischief Makers they could put on there that aren't first-party, but the majority of them are not going to be what people want. N64 was like the dark ages for Nintendo, in my opinion. I think way worse than the Wii U, because they had no third-party support. And I grew up with one, so I knew the pain of like PlayStation would have like a couple games a month, and sometimes you'd go like months without anything to play on N64. A little bit weird that they're charging more for ROMs of the N64, and there's so few games to select from. I mean, the fact that they have, like, Win-Back of all things on there. That's not exactly a childhood nostalgia game for most people. That game is pretty good. I remember playing it. Just not looking forward to the Fallout when people want, they want Diddy Kong Racing and they get, like, I don't know, Hybrid Heaven or Castlevania 64 instead. Or, like, Play Fighter. Like, those games you rented and never finished because you didn't like them. You went back and you got a first-party game instead. Can't wait till they do, they charge more for the Wii. They just have a bunch of shovelware on there. They'll give you, like, Mario Odyssey and then, like, Gingerbread Man or Eminem's Kart Racing. Imagine Babies Racing. And try to be, like, all proud that they put that on there. The other problem is licensing, too, like... Honestly, I'd be most excited for, like, Game Boy Advance. If I was ever gonna pay extra for those ROMs. Because that system had a lot of good games that were not made by Nintendo. N64 was a barren wasteland. This game is kind of boring. It just takes too long to get moves. I'm getting really bored playing this. I'm tired of just spamming the same 3 moves. Like, this game is boring. I get annoyed when they put out games like this and they just give you no moves. Like, that's the most important thing. If you're gonna make a melee action game, give me more than 3 fucking moves. Like, this is just boring. I'm just mashing the button. There's no interesting mechanics or anything. It's just mash the square button. Over and over and over. Why does it take so long to get moves? I can handle more than 1 button attacks. Like... Why does it take so long? It should not take this long to get, like... And the moveset's so small, too. Like, if the moveset is this small, then I should be able to get them faster, at least. I don't even want to touch the other characters, because it's just going to be more mashing the buttons for 2 hours. Which is just boring. The moves are permanent, yes, but it takes forever to get them. And the game is just, it's just mind-numbing. Just doing the same move endlessly. It's really not engaging at all. I hope that you get more in here later. This is nowhere near enough. This should be, like, what you start with. Not just mashing the button for hours. You gotta give me more than that. Or, like, at least give me moves I could get besides these base moves, like, in the runs or something. That would make this more interesting, but this game is really boring so far. I hate to say that because they gave me the key and I was excited for this game, but... I don't know, it's like putting me to sleep. It's just the same move over and over and over. I just wish when you make games like this that you would give me more to start with, so that I don't get bored. Right now, I just feel like I'm grinding to make the game not boring. But I should not need to do that. The base moveset should be enough to keep me engaged. I mean, contrary to what people think, I don't like just pushing one button over and over. It needs to be more than that. I don't even really feel like doing another run. It just takes too long for anything interesting to happen. That's a shame. I hope that they'll fix the progression in that game. It's just not fun. I wouldn't say the game is not fun. It's just that it tries to piecemeal things way too much. People can handle like having more than three moves at the start of a game, and the problem is you just don't. You don't have anything. Yeah, it really hurts it. I'll probably play that more off camera. I'll probably play that more off camera, and then I'll stream it again when I have more moves. I can't imagine that was interesting to watch either. It's just mind numbing. Yeah, the progression needs to be changed drastically. I definitely agree with you there. That's a problem in a lot of those games, though. Is it's like they try to copy Devil May Cry, but they can't nail the progression. Where it's like, yes, you get a big ass list of moves, but like when you start, it's still not boring. You still have enough options to keep you engaged that you want to grind. It should not feel like you're grinding to make the game fun. It should feel like you're grinding to get more options to make the game even more fun. When you're grinding just to like not be bored doing the same move over and over and having no options, I don't really think that's good game design. Even the Tails games, they have that problem too. That's why I call it Tails syndrome when you just have so few options for a long period, and it takes a lot of playing the game to really make it feel interesting. Um, but even they have more mechanics going on. I mean, there's no parry in the game or anything. There's no parry. There's no just dodge. There's no counter or anything. Like really, all you have is just mashing the square button, and it's just boring. Maybe you get more moves later. I mean, I was not given any kind of press release or anything. I don't know what to expect in the game, but it's definitely disappointing. It really feels like, at least when you start, it feels like a more of a podcast tier game. Something you watch while you're like watching a stream or you're like listening to something, and then maybe later on it gets more interesting where you would not want to do that. But it is very boring at the start. I don't know if upgrading the moves would feel interesting either. I think it would more be like the base move should be the start. That should be, I mean, like the base move should be everything in that skill tree pretty much. And there should be more after that. You don't want it to feel like your character is missing like crucial tools at the start, but it really does feel like that. I mean, that boss, you saw me fight that boss. All I was doing was just mashing. There wasn't anything else. I mean, the game's not out yet. Maybe they'll do like a patch or something. It's nothing a patch couldn't fix. I'm not asking them to make like 30 more moves. I mean, it would be nice if they did that, but I think that they could make what's there more interesting and make it not take like 10 years to unlock, and I think that would be enough. The problem is there's like five characters in that game, and they're all going to start with just the square string, and it's going to be hours before they're interesting to play, and that's completely destroying the replay value for me. You don't want to make people feel like they're stuck with one character either. You want the progression to be fast enough so that there's still like a satisfaction behind learning a new character and how they play differently and what their good tools are. What you need to focus on for the builds and stuff, especially in a roguelike like that. But if I play another character and it's another 3 hours of just mashing the square button, before I even get to see how they're any different. That's just bad game design. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it. It's a bummer. All right, well, what now? I'll play that more off camera. It's going to take a couple days before I can do an overview for that, I guess. It's not the first game I played that has that problem, and it definitely won't be the last. I really wish they had done like early access or like betas for that or something. I'm pretty sure that would have been like the first thing that anybody who actually played the game for more than 20 minutes would say. I played that for almost 90 minutes. Steam says 72 minutes, and I only got 2 moves. Like that's just not good. You need a lot more than that. Definitely sucks when you get excited for a game and it's just got like a really glaring flaw with it, and you're not even sure if they're gonna fix it. That's kind of how that game feels. I don't know. A lot of games are like that, though. I mean, Vesperia, as much as I love that game, has the exact same problem. You have like a laundry list of mechanics and really cool stuff you can do in that game, but when you start it, you have, 3 slashes and Azure Edge for like a couple hours. And it definitely takes some willpower. At the very least, like watching someone play it at endgame to really give you the motivation to keep going. It's definitely weird that we haven't really learned about that yet. Like, why that's not really good design. It's good to keep the game changing throughout, but you need to have it so that the gameplay loop is. Uh, it's still fun at the beginning. I think DMC5 did a pretty good job of that. You get a lot of moves in that game, but what you have at the beginning is still interesting. You've still got like base stuff. You've got a launcher, you've got an S string, you've got an air string, you've got Helmbreaker. It's enough to keep it at least mildly interesting, even if it's still not that great. I can't find where this copied. I'll definitely send them some feedback. I don't know if I have an email to send them feedback, but that'd be the only complaint I had with that game. Also, that the levels are kind of long. Um, I think they could squish the amount of waves that appear and make the game flow faster. I think that right there would actually fix a lot of the problems, in my opinion, because that would indirectly make it so that you're getting the currency faster and you're learning the moves faster. It definitely does feel like it takes a little bit too long to get to the first boss. All right, well, I think I'm going to take a break for now. Uh, let's see. Actually, I'll try this out first. Hold on. Let's try this out first. That one's going to take a long time to review because I don't want to just make an overview for it and tell people that the beginning sucks. I want to actually show what the game is like after you've done the grinding. I think the fact that it has all those things tied to getting your style meter up, but then you can't get the style meter up because you have no moves, and it does not it doesn't copy DMC in the way where you have the style meter is less strict. Because that's how they get around that problem in DMC. Like, if you go back and you play like 3 or 5 on a fresh file, nothing unlocked, like, you can still get triple S because the style meter adjusts. How strict it is adjusts depending on how many moves you have. But that game does not do it, so even like just the beginning, it was really demoralizing to get. Oh, all this cool shit happens when you get to A rank, but it's like you don't have enough moves to get to A rank, so it even affects like the roguelike part of it. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun after a couple hours of grinding. I just don't know how much of that game I'll stream. It's definitely, it's a lot like Vesperia. Which, I mean, it's nothing I can't take. I mean, I've done the grinding on Vesperia like twice. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I think streaming that game right now is gonna give people the wrong impression. It seems like it's got a lot of persistent unlocks. It's just strange how much they copy DMC and still miss that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hi.
'I think my problem right now is I don't want to play as anybody else than the guy with the wings for hands because it's gonna take so long. It's gonna take forever. That is not a review-friendly game. Let's put it that way. No, I'm sure I'm sure it'll be good after a couple patches, but it definitely does feel like a game where if they hadn't done early access, but they had at least done you know, a couple beta demos, demos, and taken feedback from that, I feel like that shit would have been fixed. Because it really, you know, I played the game for like 90 minutes, and it felt like the main thing that was wrong with it. The game looks great. I really like the theming of it and everything. All that stuff is done really well, but the bad progression system and the slow progression in general, it affects like literally every facet of the game's design. That just sucks. I have the patience to get through it. You know, I do have the patience to get through it, but I imagine a lot of people are going to have the same kind of comment towards it. You know what? I'm in their Discord. I'll probably relay some of this feedback to them. It's obviously too late to do like a day one patch, but maybe they can put that in faster. I'd hate for the game to get bad reviews. They put so much work into it. That's like the main thing that's wrong with it. Attack speed. I'm gonna try attack speed really quick. See how this feels with attack speed. And I think I'll take a break before my other job.私たちのために一肌脱ぐか。ええ、私たちの食卓のためにもなるし。そうかもだけど、それでいいの？何度来ても不気味な眺めだな。リンウェル、何か感じるか？何か精霊力の動きは感じるけど。リンウェルの感度は1かってか。バカ言ってないで。中入って確かめるわよ。
こたびも刺激的な旅であった。骨がありそうなやつじゃねえか。
So I have a difficulty mod on right now. I'm just trying it out.
聞いた方が身のためだ。急所を攻めるのが上策だ。素晴らしい奏だ。に値する。ここで崩してやる。薬をいただいた。やらせない。このThey have more health. They have more health, but they get stunned faster. Actually, doesn't feel that bad. I probably won't play through this again until there's more. I'll try on some regular enemies. I think I'm gonna rest for it tonight.
なんか機嫌いいな。
攻撃あるのにバラバラにしてやる。やれるぜ。やめろ。うぶの出せ。腹もあったら食いそうだな。こっからだぜ。ぶつくだ。ちょうどいい。押せ。やめろ。火力波。要素落幕。硬いやつは任せろって。いくわ。レンガ弾。浮き雲。クエラ。一発目。上がってきた。単価もう数着。上がってきた。イカだぜ。レンガ弾。一発目。ガレンキャッチ。上がってきた。浮き雲。クエラ。要素襲撃。一発目。つらいな。こっからやれるぜ。単価もう数着。ロンドンスキャ。いくぞ。ガリョウ空波。乗っていったぜ。いくぞ。ガレンキャッチ。要素上がってきた。押せ。一発目。ガレンキャッチ。上がってきた。無駄だぜ。こっからだぜ。ガリョウ空波。要素襲撃。要素襲撃。いくぞ。ガリョウ乗ってきたぜ。ロンドテンプル。レンガ弾。はめるな。隙あり。つらいな。ガリョウ空波。要素。打ち抜いてやろうか。倒れるにはまだ早い。切り裂け。こっから出せ。ガレンキャッチ。こっから出せ。隙あり。一発目。ガリョウバラバラにしてやる。 るしかない。総流連河山打ち込む。あったぞめ。どこだ。どこだ。あったぞめ。乱空剣流星人影のヤマタノオロチ。いくらでも相手になってやる。当たれ。どこだ。蒸発しろ。いけるぞ。あったぞめ。風よ切り刻む。やらせじゃ。熱空戦流星人影の。問題なさそうな相手だな。あったぞめ。風よよしこっちの番だ。エンジンヤマタノオロチ。風よ今だ。総流連河山。はい次くらえ。あったぞめ。やっとやはいあったぞめ。風よ蒸発しろ。影の総流連河山ヤマタノオロチ。くらえ打ち込む。くらえあったぞめ。どこだ。俺の中の炎がどこだ。打ち込む。あったぞめ。乱空剣流星人影のヤマタノオロチ。あったぞ燃やし尽くす。100円のほら今だ。やっと打ち込む。あっやっと風よ流星人影のはみなれ。総流連河山あったぞめ。総流連河山ヤマタノオロチ。はい次やっ生きった今だ。俺に任せてくれ。どこだ。あったぞめ。乱空剣流星人生きったこっちの番だ。総流くらえ。あ生きったこっちの番だ。
This game feels so much better. This game feels so much better with these mods. Like, the game feels... I can't describe how much better it feels with the mods. It really is like they just straight up just fixed this game. I have like 4 mods on right now. It actually does feel way better. Yeah, when he loses the mask, he can feel pain again. They make it a big deal. The mask comes off. It's a little past the halfway point. He loses the mask and he tries to... Shion reaches out for him. And she touches him and he starts writhing in pain. Because, you know, she has that thing where... She has that thing where, you know, if anybody that gets close to her, they get, like, searing pain. I think I'll make some accessories before I go. I don't want to, like, play the game again right now, because I'm sure there's going to be even more great mods, but for now I'm just trying to make some good accessories if I play it again. This difficulty mod actually does feel quite a bit better. Yeah, this is the end of the game. I beat the game for the second time with all these mods installed, just to see, like, how the game feels with them on, and it definitely does feel so much better. It's like a night and day difference, how much better the game feels. And you can actually, you know, respond to attacks and stuff. You're not just stuck watching. Which I think is the thing that pissed me off about this game the most. That's gone now. Cancel out of any animation at any time with a jump, another move, or a dodge. Which is about all you can... main thing that fixes this game, in my opinion. I definitely do agree, though, that the game should not have been like that in the first place. Like, it should not have been like that at all. They should have done a better job balancing the game and making it feel like you have more control over the character. But if you're on PC, it doesn't matter. It's already fixed. Just gotta put some files in a folder and you're done. Takes very little effort. I'm glad I enjoyed my second playthrough. I actually had quite a bit of fun playing it again. I never thought I would say that with this game, because I really hated it the first time. It was really hard for me to get through, but... one of those games where the mods just make it a lot better. I mean, most combat, melee-heavy games are generally like that. They're on PC, they're usually a lot better. Not exactly surprising. I also have accessory mods on, too, which give you more interesting stuff in here. That's making the game a lot of fun, too. I'm definitely glad I stopped playing this when I did. That was actually a very wise choice. Let the game mature and get mods a bit and come back. Although there's a lot of grinding to do for the New Game Plus mods that will eventually come out. I got a couple days of no games to play, so I might do that. Actually, I think that's a pretty good build for him. got some good accessories now. Let's see if there's something else I can make in here. Got to go do some more grinding to get more. Yeah, I think that's good for now.
初耳の今の子はどうだアルフェ
鍛えているようには。
筋肉のこ
Oh, I got the trophy for that. For getting all the weapons. I don't really care about the trophies. I don't care about achievements. Although this game does have, it has less stupid trophies than the previous games have had. I definitely will give it that. That is one thing they objectively improved. Tails Platinums are, like, usually really bad. You need to go do this thing, this boring thing, like, 800 times. It's like, by the time you've done that, you've already, like, done, like, literally everything in the game that requires skill. All that's left is just grinding. I think they did a good job of making the accessories. The gear system in this game is really good, too. I do wish that the things you got from it were, like, a little bit more interesting, but there's no RNG. The only RNG is pretty much just in, you know, if you're doing, like, a speed run or something. I really like that about this game, too. So they've tried to do, like, Western RPG style, and they've always failed miserably at it. It's always been really bad. I was actually surprised how well they did it this time. It's like, there's still random factors, there's still stuff to grind for, but they have a failsafe in place where you can get exactly what it is you want. The Berseria and Zestiria gear systems were like, felt like some kind of sick joke. Yeah, I could definitely say that this game is a lot like DMC 5 right now. The mods make the game so much better. Now, if you have a decent gaming computer, this game is pretty well optimized too. It's not hard to get it. It's not hard to get it to run at 60 FPS. Then I definitely recommend playing it on there. There's no reason not to. Definitely, the mods definitely knocked this up a couple places on my tier list. Before I had this game at the bottom, like rock bottom. But after these mods, it actually feels like it's a pretty good spot.
これで終わりだ。その調子で続けて。あ、僕を聞いて。私も援護するわ。
But I knew that that was going to happen with this game. It's just a matter of time. But unfortunately, I have to give my opinion on the game unaltered, and I did. I thought the game sucked. But with the mods, it definitely is. It does feel a lot better. And I'm sure there's going to be more mods to come too. As much as I've had fun playing this again, I don't want to. I don't want to burn out on it. But I already did everything the first playthrough, so mostly what I would be doing would be grinding the fell arms. I already did all the side quests, all the bosses. Yeah, right now I'd say the only reason to play this game on console would be like if you have no choice. Like, really the only reason. It really is a much better game after the mods. Combat feels better, New Game Plus has more of a purpose. The difficulty balancing is a lot better. The loot is more interesting, pretty much what you would ask for.
あいつをぶっ飛ばせばいいんだな。やってやれ。俺遅いんだよ。
埋もれているのもあるが、一部は使えないことも。
ただズーグルを追い払わないと住めないわね。それに見合うだけの場所かと言われると彼の仕事はまだ減りそうにないわね。
なあ、
やる。
わかる。
Well, actually, no, I take that back. The current gen version of DMC5 actually has some things that are better than the PC version. That mostly just stems from the fact that they didn't give us those. They didn't give us those things on PC.
敵の術は私が奪うよ。頼りにしてるぜ。燃えろ。
Okay, this mod isn't good anymore. This mod is bad now. I have to turn it off. Help us too much. We're gonna fleet.
満足の体勢で挑もう。
think the way this guy made this mod is it's actually to have maxed out alarms. And if you don't, then everything is going to be an HP sponge. So let's knock it back down to chaos. See how that feels. Just kind of trying to test this out. So I'll make a video about it. Maybe. Yeah, unknown seems like you need
というものは本当にあるようだな
unless you want to kill everything in the QTE.
突破するぞ囲まれちまってる
Why is this mod this good?
こう飛ばれるとやりきったこと仕方ねえ一応頼めるか任せてレンガラこれで終わりだその調子で続けて私も援護するわ決めてこれで終わりだ
シオンの力はすごいな。
振るったのはあなたよ。
俺おとりかよよそやれるぜ
決めて
ライターいたか鍛えた甲斐があったな暴走なんて俺には関係ね
敵に回したくないな。
えありがとう
もう無理はできない。
気をつけてやるライター押せもう一発レンガ投げろこういうレンガやるぞ
これで
終わりだこれまでの戦いが実を結んだな
Alright, I'm gonna fight this boss and sign off for now. That'll be it for now. I'll probably play more of this later tonight. I'll play more Tunche as well, but I think that is it's a podcast game. Unfortunately. It's not really interesting to watch me just do the same thing over and over. That's all the game allows. Give that game more of a chance. I can just keep playing off it for a bit. I'll shoot them some feedback as well.
鍛えた甲斐があった切り開く支援しろ行くわよ行けマグナリなら私が妨害を頼むレンガだアルフェルソーライザーやりノーリードモークアルフェルソーライザーだねカリウセンひらめてレンガだフォークロードンダテンプレエニナトラアンズやノーブロックフレット
私確実についてる。
なんか機嫌いいな。やるしかない。レン
ガだやっ燃えろ いたか鍛えた甲斐があったな。状況が逆転したら
敵はわずか。落ちるわよ。
もう一踏ん張りだ。やるぞ。しよう。これぐらいの相手なら問題ないな。いくらでも相手になって俺の真骨頂。状況が逆転したら
敵はわずか。押し切るわよ。
もう一踏ん張りだ。ハエになってとどめだ。
精霊力を。
アタック。なんとかなったな。お手並み拝見といこう。素晴らしい体だ。俺がやらせない。弱そうなとこを戦おうぜ。一国の調べを俺の真骨頂。これでいける。よっしゃ、今のうちに止める。薬を使った。今だ。俺はそれになる。スエン変装。やばいんだな。
炎よ巻き込め。
よし、体を超える。
フリーズランター。
エアプレス。
突進は私が止める。お願いサラ。
切り開く。支援長。レンガだ。山手の重装ライバル。
この素材武器に使えそうね。
この武具興味深い構造だ。
ほんと好きなんだね。
いいのか、女の子相手に。心配は無用だ。ああ、強いぞ。全力でいく。これで豪華爆撃。レジェンドスタンスで無理はしない。君からは目を離さないな。どうも。こいつ
それを止めるためにこの盾がある。
分かった。任せたぞ。倒れろ。嵐に飲まれろ。ラプレッシャー。俺を怒らせやがって。要素ライバック。絡め取る。ロンドテープ。今だ。俺はそれになる。スエン変装。
決めてこれで
終わりだ。放流レンガだ。俺の真骨だ。素晴らしい奏でだ。
すまないな。
できることをやっているんだ。
メイド
あんたが仲間で本当によかった。
気をつけろ。尋常ではない力だ。全く同感だ。
見てないで止めなさい
アクアターズ。
さあ行くわよ怪我するわよもう手遅れかしらファーストエイドスーパースター
やばいのが来そうだぜ。
避けるのよ
万全を期してそうはうまい。おせキャリキャリキャリフェアリーさん任せてくれ。
そうだな強烈な精霊術
欲しいな。高いやつは任せろって。では一席設けてもらおうか。
考えておくよ。
バラバラにしてやる。
見ない役は
やらせない。万全を期してそうはあるまい。今だ。やばっ。この4人かバルク。俺を怒らせやがってならば任せてくれ。徹底しろ。
New Star Ocean? Maybe.
これはしっかりするんだ。俺のわけだ。
Didn't show much gameplay. Can't be much worse than 5. Or this game with no mods. I'll say that much.
では心置きなく玉砕したまえ。
5 was like a crime against humanity. Hopefully they do a better job this time.
任せてくれ。
メイド
No one liked
尋常ではない力だ。
パッチャウト
5's combat system has a lot in common with this game. With no mods at least. The thing that's different about Star Ocean 5 is that no one likes it. Whereas with this game, it's like people really enjoy this game,
外さないわ
but people that have been playing the games for a long time don't.
怪我するわよ
You know, they can't get
もう
around.
手遅れかしら
They can't get around the issues. 5 was just like nobody liked the game.
仕掛けてく
So
る
it'll
ぞ。
be interesting to see how it turns
気を
out.
つけて急だよ
You know, without mods unaltered, the combat is like a lot like this. Just kind of spamming moves that keep you safe over and over.
なら任せて
Not trying to do anything like style or creativity in the game.
精霊力を
Star Ocean 5 was just panned by everybody. It's like the polar opposite of this game, where you know people that are new or like haven't played a lot of the games, they really like this game, but veterans and stuff, series veteran,
まだ伸
I
びし
can't
ろがあっ
talk
た
right
な。
now. Series veterans didn't like it as much. 5 was just pretty much just universally hated. Although the other problem that this game doesn't have that Star Ocean has is that they have that plot twist in the third one, which makes it really hard for them to make any kind of compelling story that anybody will give a shit about. So I'm interested to see how they'll get around that too. I think that was like one of the dumbest things any video game franchise has ever done. Let's just make it so every game before and after doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. It's weird that plot twist was like almost 20 years ago, and it still affects the series to this day. I wonder if they're actually going to address that. Like, maybe they'll just, like, retcon the plot twist. Hopefully, combat-wise, it's better. Who knows? It actually is interesting after playing Arise twice. I didn't play Star Ocean 5, but I watched my friends play it, and the combat sucked. It was lot in common with Arise without mods. There's hyper armor on everything. Um, I don't know how stiff the game was since I didn't actually play it, but kind of had the same strategy. You just spam safe moves over and over. There's no room for creativity or style or freedom. But 5 was also like really low budget. They had a lot of cutscenes where you just stand around. The characters would just stand around and you'd watch. They didn't even like animate them and stuff. Uh, Hopefully, Star Ocean will be able to eat Tails' lunch. They've always tried to be like better than Tails, but they never really got to that point. Because back when 5 came out, that was when Zestiria was out, and they kept saying that their game was so much better. It ended up being even worse than Zestiria, which is a very low bar. Zestiria is one of the worst games in the series. Star Ocean 5 was somehow still worse than that. I feel now that, Tails isn't really Tails anymore. I mean, with the mods, it almost feels like a Tails game, but it still isn't quite one. I feel like the ball is in their court to like actually be better than Tails. They have every opportunity in the world to do it. It's just a matter of if it will actually happen or not. Because I think Arise set a pretty low bar. Arise is like, it's not bad if you haven't played the old games, or you played them but you never really got into the mechanics. You mostly just played for the story and the characters. The characters are always really nice in Tales games. It's always like a found family, people who didn't really have that many people in their lives before, and they find a family, and they all have their interesting quirks and stuff, and that's always a really big draw to the games too. If they can make the gameplay better than Arise, I could see myself really enjoying it. But I don't know. It's their first game in a long time. They have the plot twist, which doesn't do them any favors. That plot twist is just. I don't know who thought that was okay. I feel like it would have worked if they were like literally like, this is the last game we're ever going to make. We're not going to make any prequels or midquels or distant sequels or anything. Like, this is it. The franchise ends. There's no more. There never will be any more. Then it could have worked, but then they kept putting games out after it, and it just undermines a lot of it. I'm interested to see what they do in the sixth one. Like, maybe they'll retcon it somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I mean, it has a chance of selling pretty well, just because people are really starved for JRPGs. People really want them, but they aren't coming out as much as they used to. Back in PS2 and PS3 eras, there was like several of them a year. Now you're lucky to get like 2 or 3 a year. I definitely think they could turn the series around with it, but I don't know. They just have their work cut out for them. Although being more responsive and fun than Arise without mods, I mean, that's a pretty low bar to surpass, in my opinion. Arise with no mods is just not fun. There's no depth to it. With the mods, it still doesn't feel like Tales. There's no mod that could really make it feel like Tales, but it's a much better game overall. I've actually enjoyed the battle system quite a bit with the cancels and stuff. But we'll see. Anyway, I gotta go to kitty sitting in about an hour. I might actually stream over there tonight. I kind of feel like playing some beat 'em ups. In the event that I don't, I'll see you guys later tonight.